saying?
Sorry for the technical difficulties. We had a little issue. We're back, and we're gonna, continue and pick up right where we left off at. We were talking about the Wright path outreach. I mean, finish explaining that to the people in case they didn't catch it the first time around.
Yeah, like I said, Wright Path Outreach is a nonprofit organization. It's we provide different services from tutoring, from children all the way to adults. A lot of people, our focus is on children, which I know is good because that's our next generation. And that's a big major focus on us too. But we can't forget about the adults. I was reading a quote from Frederick Douglass, and it goes along the lines about we can build a perfect child. It's easier to build a perfect child than to fix a broken man. But if the man is broken, how can he build something perfect if he's broken himself? True. A lot of times. And so I was looking at it in the sense of saying, we're going to touch all people, from tutoring, even training. We got training deals, we got some stuff partner where we're about to have even some camps and stuff for children. Not so much. I've been worked to been blessed to work a lot of elite camps, Nike camps, traveling, people pay hundreds of dollars for their children to go. Who's allowing the children that are elite, who don't have that type of funding and stuff to do? So, that's even a lot of them too. It's a lot of and the crazy as it sounds, it's almost like it reminded me, but like I said, by the grace of God, I had people around it, saw what was, God was doing before I even knew what he was doing, and they invested in me. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of us, but we need to be that people for them. And we also have, like I said, Beyonce. She's a major part of the build up of this thing. Shout out to her. She's definitely been a major help.
Got a shout out.
Yeah, why you got shout out? Wifey. Yeah, for real. Yeah, she's been a major help. She's been a major help, and even helping me. Getting my thoughts together. Because I want to do a lot. I want to help a lot of people because a lot of people know me. You always want to help somebody, but even mental health, behavioral health deal. We have a wellness program that we have set up, even from like like I said, we always talk about mentorship for the children. So we have the mentorship. We do have a mentorship program, even one program that we got coming up called Teach a Boy to Raise a Man. To teach a boy to raise a man. To raise a man. Yeah, to teach a boy to raise a man. That's one of our programs. We got myself, and it seems like it's a boy, but at that child level. What I'm saying? And but we're raising men now, and that's a major part. Like I said, that was one of our programs, and okay. That's pretty much the 4 major programs that we have and that we provide and that we got going on for the service that we're providing for the people as of right now. God's will, we're looking to have some stuff to where we're gonna get some buildings and stuff sooner or later. Our plan is to even have an outreach center, so we can have all of those aspects there from, not only just sports, like I said, sports is a major blessing, but schooling. My undergrad degree at ODU was in industrial technology. And so I've done, by the grace of God, I've done CAD drawing. I built remote control cars. I built syringe robots at ODU, in their labs and their facilities. And STEM is a major program. Yeah, that's a major aspect. It's something that touches near and dear to my heart again. Like I said, because I like working with my hands. A lot of children, I'm pretty sure, can vouch for it. They took their toys apart. You know what I'm saying? They tried to put them out together. That's STEM. You know what I mean? That's where we learn. And a lot of the curriculums that we have now, the children have, they don't, it's kind of missing on that. That's considered an extra curriculum program or another program. And when I feel like that's the way of life now, so we have that deal set up. So, we're building that program for not only just children, like I said, for adults too. Setting up to where the adults can come in and, utilize their mind, and create a platform to where they can even become, equipped to learn the STEM world, so they can, adapt to this learning digital world.
Technology.
So basically, you're not worried about just touching one aspect. You try to touch it at multiple levels.
Yeah. Like I said, the plan is, when we, at the deal we do have, like I said, we also welcoming all, like I said, volunteers and different people of, different natures who are looking to pray for. This is a platform where, it's we're going to help other business-minded people, you know, as one entity, you know, connected with another entity and, you know, being a blessing to, you know, God, which is all people. You feel what I'm saying? Because we all need some type of help, you know, don't care who you are, what platform you have. You're lacking in somewhere.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw something on Facebook. I saw that event you got coming up. Let people know about that event. Let the people know.
The event, like you said, by the grace of God, I've had the opportunity to play with a lot of great people. I, you know, called up a couple of friends from around the area to come out, just not to name any names, but to name some accolades of what they've done. I have three guys that played in the NBA G League, played Division I college. I played in the NBA G League. I have several guys, including myself, like 7 guys that played professional in Europe. I have even top level. Some of them played in the top level in Europe. I have one NFL player coming. I have one NFL player coming from around the area. Like I said, it was a platform. It's called Holiday Hoops. What we want to do is we want to introduce the people to who we are as Right Path Outreach. You know what I mean? We want to open up the doors. Like I said, it's going to be a basketball game called Holiday Hoops. I've got a couple of guys around. By the grace of God, they was all for. We're gonna have, like I said, you know, the plans to have a little DJ out. We're gonna have a toy giveaway to the church. You know, we have toys. We partnership with a local. Like I said, it's a platform for everybody to, you know, the win out here and partnership with another business entrepreneur. You know, like I said, and he created a platform to where now we got several different Capital Cuts locations and Got Fish. They're sponsoring a tour and clothing drive. They're going to, it's all the way up to December 22nd of the game. You know, they're going to come bring the stuff to the game. They're going to pick it up from all the locations, bring it to the game. We will give this stuff out to the children.
We just said it too, how we're all connected. We already did an episode with somebody from Capital Cuts. And then we already tried to, you know, link with them and trying to do something else. So the thing about you just said that we're all connected. And if I really had to ask you one more question, just for me personally, I don't know what we got next. When it's all said and done, what do you want to accomplish?
We talking about even for Holiday Hoops?
No. After this whole thing, the outreach program. What at the end of everything, what did you envision?
I envisioned that, like you said, the whole build up of Right Path. You know, I mentioned, you know, to help provide the program and services, but to let people know, no matter what, you know what I mean, path you're on the right path. You know, we all need, like I said, Right Path is most like a bridge. We're bridging the gap. You know, we want to bridge the gap from all different levels because it's been, you know, like I said, on my journey, that thing about my father, you know, I you know, it was almost like it was a part of my path. You know, I know it was a part of the plan, even how it happened. You know, for me meeting the parking meter guy, he's like, man, you look like the Davises. You feel what I'm saying? I'm like, what you mean? And then he was like, yeah. I'm like, you know, my dad. And then it went from there, and the parking meter guy takes me to the Berkeley reunion. I found the rest of my family. And, you know, it got definitely cool, and you know how it even happened. But you know, the whole vision is to let people know, no matter what your situation is, you're on the right path. Like I said, our outreach is more so we're structured for the homeless. You know, our service is going to be for the homeless, the veterans, the widows, the orphans, the previously incarcerated, those people that, you know, it's kind of like as terms as at risk. You know, they're labeled as castaways, throwaways. But you know, even like I said, for my dad, I learned that those people are the blessing. You know, those people carry gifts that, you know, we never even know about. And my whole goal is and vision is to allow, you know, provide the gift of to where they become who they want to be in their own mind, you know, till they feel like they're comfortable on their walk, till they can help somebody else say, hey, come here, let me help you on your walk. You know, like I said, I'm not in it for any of that other stuff. It's more so to let people know, you know, to provide them a platform to let them know, like, hey, you know, you're on your right path. And, you know, no matter what it may look like, you know, a lot of people that seem that they're not on their right path, they feel like they don't have any help.
And it's crazy when you say that you call it that. Because every time I talk to somebody and they're going through something, I always tell them you're in the right place. You see what I'm saying? I always say that you're in the right place. A lot of people always think of, you know, whatever they're going through as, you know, this shouldn't happen to me, or they're going through this. And I'm like, yo, you got to understand that you're in the right place.
Right.
You know, you're in the right place because you need to find somebody, or you need to find something. Because like I was telling I said so on the last episode, not the last episode, but previously episodes, I was like telling him, I was like, some people were supposed to learn or find somebody 4 or 5 years earlier than what you did, but it took you, you know, a little longer. But it's okay. Regardless of what it is, you always on the right path, or you're always in the right situation. But you got to see it that way.
Right.
And it's hard. And then once you don't see it a certain way, then you kind of prolong it.
Right.
And that's why I say, once, you know, your burden was only supposed to last you for a year, but you turned it to 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, but you got to understand everything happens for a reason. You're in the right place, and that's why you said that. I love what you said with that, and how, you know, it symbolizes that you're on the right path. Right. So you are in the right situation. Right. It just take that one person. Like I said, it only take one person to change your life around. Right. So you know, that's very important, and that's why I say you could be that one person to a lot of people. Yes, sir. So you know,
even our slogan, like I said, I was, you know, I mean, I do a lot of reading, you know, different books and stuff. And one of my favorites is the Bible. But the slogan for the business is acknowledge him in all your ways, and he should direct your path. Yeah. You know, and it's more so, like I said, a lot of times, even, you know, we can't become who God is. You know, a lot of times we want to be God. You know, we try to do stuff like this and try to become, not to say become God, but, you know, we want to be the hand of God, be the blessing.
People want to be the prophet that's still called God. That's basically what it is. And if you look at the Bible, that's what everybody is. You got a prophet and you got a downfall.
So I do more so, like you said, it's more so that, you know, to get them to acknowledge God, and like, man, he's still there. You know, when a lot of people talk about God, you know, most of them cry when he needs something or something, but, you know, he's all, like you said, everything happens for a reason, and he's always there. He's always there. And one thing that I noticed, you know what I mean, just like I said, from my walking and, you know, from just learning, observing so many things, even in my own children, and, you know, making it personal with myself. You know, I can see my children grow and learn and, you know, gather things, because a lot of this stuff is physical. Yeah. You do what I'm saying? Yeah. As an adult, it kind of messed me up sometimes. I mean, you know, growth can be physical. You might get a little wild, you know, use a little weight, but I growth is, you know, it's still growing the same way they are. Yeah. We just don't realize it because it's not so physical. Yeah. It's more mental. You feel what I'm saying? It's more, it's always, like you said, it's always there. It's always happening. You always moving. It's always constant. You always, but you don't know it. So I'm here to let you know, man, you're on your right path. I know who you were, but, you know, God has changed you. You grew up since then. Mm-hmm. You know, even like I said, I see stuff like my child, you know, my son is growing his teeth. So it's, you know, his image is like, it's almost different. Yeah. But, you know, the word, you know, that's why it's so important that we can see God in us. You know, that's why I said, you know, knowledge him. And even those people, you got to let them know one important part that I realized, even, you know, a part of the, you know, the journey, it's not so much trying to be the one to do all the blessings, create all these blessings. It's just letting the people know, like, hey, I'm here if you need me. And we're going to, you know, help you build up together. You know, we're going to build this thing up together. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to mess around and say, maybe you can't acknowledge him right now because you caught up in your own vision. But like you said, we'll all have that gift. Like you said, God used you.
You good too far. Hey, so let's go ahead and hit the first question there. You go too far, bro. What's the first question?
Topic of the day, we're going to speak about millennial men, you know, because that seems to be an issue in today's society. So I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to start with you. We're going to work our way around the room. Yeah. Are millennial men rejecting manhood?
I think I wouldn't say it was a rejection. I just feel like it's more so it's what we're viewing. Mm. You know what I mean? It's what we see. It's what we, you know what I mean? It's what's being shown. Mm-hmm. Even when you talk about manhood, some of the people that we so-called view as so-called a manhood, you know, it's like I said, it's not what we are. It's what we see, what we're shown. Yeah. On the media, social media stuff, you see the manhood stuff like the Cardi B stuff. That's, you know, it's a hot topic right now. I mean, keep it 300.
Yeah,
it's very hot.
Now, that's important that you're.
Yeah, of course.
And like you said, our generation, like you said, millennial, are they rejecting it? No, I think they just walk into what they see. We got great guys like you now who are doing the family thing, who are great men, not rejecting nothing. it's a lot more men. For me, even walking in bed in this, like you said, from, when you walk in the summer, you might not think, because that's a topic that we, even as, at our age group, there's not a lot of men, so let me try to focus on. When you walking in, you will see a lot of brothers just like you, no matter what, race, whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that we're rejecting it. I think, it's what the world is projecting. You feel what I'm saying? Because I think we're receiving it very well. I know a lot of guys, like I said, it's always, a couple bad apples in the bunch. But those are the ones that get highlighted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the ones that get highlighted, and I don't think we're rejecting it. Like I said, to my version, I wouldn't say we're rejecting it. I just feel like it's just is what we're viewing. We need some more leaders. We need some more leaders.
If I could go next on that, look, I'm gonna say it to you like this, and I love the way you put it. I'm gonna kind of say yes. The reason why I say yes, we're rejecting it as far as speaking of the older Generation X, whoever it was. Mm-hmm. I feel like y'all complained about us, right? Yeah. Instead of saying, "Come here, young boy, let me learn you something." Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And so that was a big problem for me, because even we do it. Mm-hmm. We look down at the younger generation instead of saying, pull up the seat, to the table, young boy, let me learn you something. Yeah. But as men, I feel like we've rejected that responsibility to project ourselves into the younger generation. And it's going on now, because if you look at it, if we were doing that and we were great role models, you know what the young boys would do? Man, fuck that. That's not real. Right. That's not what I was raised on. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, we do have some of the single parents, and I feel like it was almost like a duty, not to say that you got to take on that role, but you should be active in your community, regardless of what it is. And that's why I say that we have rejected it, because I feel like everybody got a sole proprietorship to their family, but you also got to reach out to other people that don't have this necessarily. And that's what I say. And you look at it right now. You look at all the teachers. You're mad at what teachers are doing. Look at the teachers in the schools. Right. Look at all the teachers that are really supposed to be teaching our children, while everybody's out here trying to chase something. Right. So you really forgetting about the village. And when I say the village, I ain't talking about home. I'm talking about the African American community. That's good. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, before I got a responsibility to them, I'm gonna go chase this and try to do something different. Right. And that's why I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? As far as I like a lot of people, like you, just trying to do stuff off and branch off in the community and do stuff, but we need more individuals like that, because we ain't got nobody that these young boys want to follow. So you know what? They create their own path, but then we get mad. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what we rejected. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
So anything you want to say about it? Yeah, y'all said like a lot of good things that I was thinking of in my head. I know the younger, it's funny because the older generations are often critical of the younger generations. Like you said, we do it to the young boys coming on now. Like, what are y'all listening to? Like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
They watch everything that we do, whether we know it or not. So we don't even have to necessarily say pull the seat up. They listening when you talking on the phone to your homeboys, or when you walking down the street, interacting with women, or just the store owner, whatever. Yeah. They see all that stuff. Yeah. We do what they do. So a lot of the things that millennials are doing now, they're doing the same things like daddies were doing, our uncles, grandfathers, and everything like that. It just wasn't broadcasted like that.
Right.
The whole side piece thing, men didn't have a side piece.
Right.
Always. Yeah. It just wasn't true. In social media and housewives and this and that. It just wasn't broadcasted like that. We're doing the exact same thing. I don't think we are rejecting manhood. I don't think many people have a good understanding of what manhood is.
That's good.
So we need to broadcast people like you, what y'all brothers are doing. Yeah. And show them that there are real ways to be men without chasing women or money or cars or status or whatever. Yeah. You want to touch on it real quick?
Yeah, I think the answer to this, I feel like, is no. I think if you look back at the generations, you look at our grandparents, our parents, us, and then the next generation. Our parents a lot of times didn't do what our grandparents were doing. They started doing something different. Yeah. Now, our parents, what our parents were doing, we're not necessarily doing what they're doing. Now you look at the newer generation, they look at things too. We're not going to do things like they're doing, but they're also seeing, like I said, social media has a lot of going on. I think it goes to what Nick said about the leadership. We got to bring them in, the village, like you said, bring them in, and we got to help them lead. We can't fault them, or millennials more so we can't fault them for doing things different. I think that's just naturally over time. Things progress. People want to do different things. So I don't think it's necessarily the manhood is being rejected. It's more so being tested in different ways to see what you can do.
I'm gonna touch on that thing, and I like everything y'all said. And I don't think millennial men are rejecting manhood. I think social media is changing the way we view manhood. And I think with the TV, the radio, what we see in everyday life, and then what kids got at the flick of a thumb on social media, games, all that. I think that's changing the way manhood was once viewed as. And I think that playing a big part with how our men are acting these days.
Right. Even like I said, to add more to it, like I said, collectively, it was amazing because, like you said, we all had the same answer. You know what I mean? It just showed how, we was on one accord from just different aspects, from our own personal viewing, from viewing. And it's amazing because the very thing we're talking about, you know what I mean, it's not happening. To God be the glory is what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's, imagine, you know what I mean, what the Bible says, as we live in the Spirit, allow us to walk in. So a lot of it is that it's not so much that it's not being viewed and stuff like that. And as my brother was saying, he said, I'm sorry, Devon, as Devon was saying, it's like they already see it. But we need to get out of there more. You talk about that's like you said, and I don't fault anybody, even the ones that say they're trying to chase something, because even when you talk about the man, he talked about he's trying to work on his family to the point that they seem like he ain't working their family. Now they're realizing it's a two-way street. You feel what I'm saying? It's a blessing to be a blessing.
Right. And here, I'm gonna piggyback on yours, just like how you said, you can take the young one with you to show them.
Come on.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you showing the next one, and that's why I say, like, people get it mixed up. Is saying that, we waiting on somebody to come back and show us. Like, God already told you, you are your light yourself. You are that person.
Come on.
So my thing is that for anything to change, you are that person to change, to do better, to do different. That's why I feel like it's a point for every man to have obligation, because, like I said, I might see you and you might trigger him, and him.
Right.
And then now you got a gang of y'all out there trying to make a difference. And then now you got your family into it, or you got other people's family into it. Right. So that's what I said. And now you're starting to build a community yourself. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like that's the reason why I say, I feel like we reject it, because we're so we get caught up in, like they say, the Babylon of everything. For Jamaica, we get caught up in the system of everyday life. And we forget to do our due diligence back in our community. You see what I'm saying? And I'm a victim to it. I can't say that I do, but it's upon me too. So we all have to say that, to us, we're going to have a obligation to make sure that we give back, or we do our due diligence to say that we're going to do what you're doing. And I feel like that's upon us. And that's why I kind of say, we rejected it. Not saying that we do it consciously, unconsciously.
Right. This leads right into the next topic. We're talking about the old school masculine identity, which is under threat with the millennial men. So now, I did some research, and the second I came across, they said the old school masculine identity is under threat because their masculine identity can't be played out throughout their careers with their jobs. Do y'all agree?
I would say yeah.
Why?
I agree, because being masculine now is changing. You know what I'm saying? It's changing the identity, and it's like, can you handle that? Being that it's changing, because now you see a lot more males getting into a lot of things that you be like, well, that wasn't masculine back then. You know what I'm saying? And so now you're looking on taking about a role that's not in a masculine figure. That's already going to be challenging. Like, you got people doing hair. Not all of them are gay. Majority of them might be, but not all of them are. But that's not a masculine role. I see somebody doing eyebrows. They're married. You know what I'm saying? But that's another masculine role. But you have to try to change your identity. And we, as people, we criticize people that we see like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like automatically you see it. You like, boy. You know what I'm saying? And like, how do we change that? Because the roles are definitely changing, and people are becoming more diverse, and people are getting into different things. So it's like, are we going to continue to see masculine a certain way, or are we going to change it? You know what I'm saying? And then the way women are going now, you know, I wouldn't say they're stepping into masculine roles. I feel like they're just regaining their power. It's not a masculine. I don't think it's a masculine thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got to redefine it, because a lot of people get insecure when you're not being masculine. But if I cry, you know, is that, you know, how am I gonna? Is that masculine?
Right.
But you see what I'm saying? But we got to look at it now. It's just like, it's masculine saying a form of pride. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what I say. So it's silly for someone to say women are becoming masculine. No, they're regaining that power.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And they're gonna challenge the men to step up. And it's up to us to either say, are we gonna step up in a non-masculine and a masculine way, regardless of the situation or how it could be presented. So
even to touch on that, like you said, even in the workforce, like I said, looking at the data and stuff, you know, another data, even on the workforce related deal, the jobs, the construction jobs, the
You see more
you know,
women
the
involved.
blue collar, so to speak.
Yeah.
Those jobs are, you know,
Go.
kind of out of the way. Yeah. And it's the white collar jobs that are sort of rising in this sense. But I think it's more so built off of, like you said, we look at our generation, our young generation, not even just saying young men, but the generation as in itself. They're becoming, like we mentioned before the podcast we were talking, this generation is wiser but weaker.
yeah.
So even as the older generation looked at us, I can, you know, relate it to it from basketball worthy. I remember an older guy talking to me, was like, young blood played nowadays in the chucks.
Yeah.
The soft chucks. Y'all ankles ain't built the same.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hey,
You feel what I'm saying?
Before you go on, this leads into like the research I did. I got 7 theories that support that, you know, masculine identity is changing. And the first one was, we value self-awareness, meaning the millennial men.
Yeah.
And the traditional men don't.
Right.
And the saying for that was, while traditional masculinity says don't feel, modern masculinity say dare to feel. Like, meaning that
That's good.
embrace our feelings, like be able to speak about our feelings.
It's more so like the children. What they do, my daughter's starting to play the basketball. We got to do it. But like I said, that level, what they're teaching them is everybody's a winner. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it takes it to another level. You know, that's the wrong thing. You know, now they're teaching them. It's not like you said. It's not so much about the feeling thing. It's about, you know, how we adapt to it, and that's how also the children are. They don't want that type of job to do that because they know it'll take a long time to do it. Also, with this generation, it's instant. I call it the popcorn, the microwave. They want it instant gratification is killing the world. Not Instagram, instant gratification. You feel what I'm saying? I want to feel that. I want it right now. Even in the, I mean, like I said, I was just walking that deal. Even in the whole spiritual world, the religious or whatever you want to call it, you know, people talk to God and say, God, I want it right now. Yeah. And he even tells you, man, this at a point in time.
And you got to put in the work. You can't ask for nothing without any actions behind it.
And but that's what's happening in our world.
Yeah.
The children are growing up. They're taught, like you said, the failure deal is not saying you're taught not to fail, but they're taught it's okay to fail. Yeah. Then they get to that work level, they're talking about that. Yes, how you feel there. You don't have to do it. You know, we pat them on the back. No. And it's creating these children. You even see the younger children now, the younger generation killing themselves. And, you know, they don't want to work those jobs because they feel like, man, it's going to take too long. They can see something like, man, a white collar job is, like you said, that's what's projected as a money making job. So they're looking at it as like, I can make some money getting it that way. It's not that they don't want to work hard and nothing like that, because a lot of, when I train the children, and like I said, one thing I like to say, you'll run through a brick wall if you think it's fine. It's how we training these children up. You feel what I'm saying? So even starting off at that level, you know, the job is so the job force, and that's how we were brought up. To be honest, because there's nothing wrong with it. Because as I'm a parent, I don't want my children to fail or hurt or lack for nothing like I did. So it puts us to a point of we almost crutch them too much to where they don't know how to walk without a crutch.
I would say. I didn't know if y'all had something to add on to that.
But yeah,
Yeah, I had a little bit. This kind of it touches on both of the questions from the first one. So, first of all, your masculinity shouldn't be defined by a career. Actually, your masculinity should most I feel like be defined by your character, how you carry yourself, your morals, all of that.
that's good.
I like that.
So, also, going to the second question, you should be able to, let's say, dare to feel, because once you understand yourself, it'll help you to understand the world a little bit better and where you're going. So in the old school, identity should be under threat because it's the new school. Everything's different. You shouldn't think on the same level of the old school mentality. It should be different. So I think it's more to dare to be, that whole dare to be different, dare to feel yourself, dare to understand yourself. That's more so. It's kind of like taboo because back in the day, we didn't do that. Man, stop trying to do some push-ups. It's different. So I think that's more so the masculine thing because it's okay to cry. It's okay to be. Everybody goes through something, but it's just like what you see. So dare to be different. Understand who you are as a person. You don't got to tell everybody, but like I said, once you understand yourself, you can grow and become that more masculine man. Your career should define.
And speaking on that, when it comes to sports, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let you go. But when it comes to sports, like in the NFL, Derrick Carr for the Oakland Raiders, one game he was getting killed. I mean, he got sacked like 15 times, and he was crying on the field because he was beat up, hurt. I'm talking about broken ribs, everything.
Wow.
And they questioned his masculinity. Should he be a quarterback in the NFL because he showed weakness of crying? I don't think that was a sign of weakness because I done rolled my ankle. Crying. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I mean, so to take on pressure like that, to be physically beat up and you can't express your emotions, I think that shit bullshit. I mean, that's how I view it.
I agree. You said dare to change. How about dare to? I mean, you said dare to feel. How about dare to change? Like, I think the biggest problem is people are resistant to change. So you have the old school saying, like you said, man, back in my day, we was rolling with the Chucks, and y'all boys ain't built for that. It's like the Jordan and LeBron debate, or the Kobe and LeBron. Like, it's different. You know, the NBA is different now. Back when we was doing it, we was doing this and doing that. Now it's all different. And the rules have changed.
That's what they say.
That's how we look at it now. Man, y'all young boys, y'all know what it's like to be a man. When I was working at the age of 14 and doing this and doing that, it's like society's changing. And you have to be willing to change and adapt with society. It's okay to change. If we're not changing, we're dying. So, I mean,
and moving on to number two.
Let me wrap up. One thing I'm gonna say about that, some of what these young boys doing, I will not do. I'm gonna keep it 100. I done seen some weird stuff on the internet, dog. Real. I ain't even gonna bring it up, bro. Just eat bananas different. I'll eat bananas different, bro. But this is how I'm gonna tie it in, though. And I love what all of y'all said, but you know, in the to drive them, they are emotionally given. They are emotionally driven. So therefore, people have to understand millennials and the generation after that, because a lot of people will get into certain things, but you got to tell them their emotions of what's going on, because you can't simply sit there and say, "Hey, man, you know, do this, do that," in a stern voice, and they're gonna do it. What is your role to do? I don't care if it's your last one, but what is your role? How can I impact them emotionally to make sure that you fulfill that role? You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of us want to feel entitled to something. That's another thing with this generation. We got to feel entitled to something.
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people, they want to feel a sense of belonging regardless of the situation. So you have to be able to talk to some of these young boys' emotions, because you have to understand, why do they have to run in front of that brick wall? Why do they have to be unstoppable? Because if I tell you, you just do it, you're not going to do it. They're going to say it's going to hurt. But is it fun? Yeah. So you make it fun, or you play on their emotions to say, this is the reason why, and this is how it's going to impact you. Then now you're tugging on their strengths and how it's going to affect everybody. You got to look at it. Why are you going to be in this? Because I'm getting something of the sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm gaining something from this, and that's the generation. I'm not going to be in it until I gain something.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you have to be aware that that this is an emotionally driven society now, and kids growing up. So therefore, you have to be able to adapt to it, just like how you were saying. And so when you're talking to that young boy, you can't tell him what to do.
Right.
You got to emotionally tug on his heartstrings and see how it's going to affect you later on, or what you're going to gain from it by doing this. And that's what you got to do it through a religion too. What is religion going to do it to you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when I get it, emotionally tug on my string to tell me how I got there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now I got that sense of belonging. Now I get the sense of because I'm getting that emotionally driven from it. So it's just something to be aware of, that entitlement and that emotional part is very big in the generation now.
And I think one of y'all touched on number 2 earlier. They are saying that millennial men are non-conformists, meaning that the rigid gender roles for men and women are becoming more loosely defined as millennials challenge that status quo. Do y'all agree?
So I was left. I didn't hear it. My bad.
The gender roles for men and women are become more loosely defined as millennials challenge that status quo.
Of course. And honestly, I would love for them to change.
Yeah.
The reason why I say I would love for them to change, you get to make the male and the female more diverse.
Yes.
And then we was talking about how this generation of kids are so intellectually like just excelling.
Right.
So my thing is, now you mix them up into different roles, then they excel even more. You see what I'm saying? And so, then that's what I say, if you get rid of this masculine thing, well, not completely, but you kind of dim down the masculine thing, and like you say, you turn it into character, then you get to develop yourself even more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now you're not operating off of societal views. You're operating off of your own, which is the highest form of morality. It's your own personal views, but a lot of people don't know that. They're still socially driven by either their circle or the internet. But you don't understand the highest form of morality is yourself, which is your character. But people don't understand that.
Right.
And so until you're ready to excel into only knowing and defining yourself by what you believe and what you stand for, then you'll start to get into these other roles, and you'll diversify your profile. You know, and then now you can start moving accordingly how you need to. Because like I said, if it is God given, you'll start finding your roles and then start fulfilling.
It'll be a flow.
And then it's like nothing nobody can tell you, because you was always based on what you had yourself and what God gave you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
It's like this. I like to put it, like I said, I relate a lot of stuff back to basketball, but it's kind of like how life is and stuff. And it's almost like having a child, because you see some church and they see something that's like, wow, I think I want to do that. Never done it a day in their life. Now they almost have a fear. They don't want to do it because they don't know where they fit in, how they fit in. Like you said, here's the diversity. You got tall guys being guards. I mean, like I said, just to talk about it, like I said, I relate everything back to basketball. When you talk about roles being broken, status quo being changed. One thing I tell the children is study the greats and become greater.
Oh yeah, that too. But at the same time, I'm gonna go back to Iron School. But look how the game has changed, because people are diverse.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, right. You got guys now that can shoot that thing from half court almost. You feel what I'm saying? And that's a blessing in disguise, and it's no slouch because the children are growing into that. But watch this to change the game a little bit for you. Back in the day, they didn't have a 3-point line.
Never.
Just to show you what growth is all about. Yeah. See now, but a lot of times, one thing, like I said, as we get older, it relates back to the what I was saying before. When you get older, our growth consists of, it consists of something happening like that. We like to fight it because we don't like that ain't something. But as a child, they're walking into that growth naturally.
Yeah.
But it's also to remember that as a grown individual, you're also childlike, because it's always the older generation. Like you see, to pick back on the last couple of questions. The old generation, we look back down to it. It's always a put down.
Yeah,
it's always a put down. It's always a put down.
Always.
A lot of times, just when you look at it in that sense, it's about that man. But it goes back to what I later said. These men are broken. Now we're raising other broken men. None of the children are perfect now. Like I said, neither boy, girl, like I said, indifferent as they like to call them now, But it's because of not just the man, like I know, we're dealing with men, but it's, when we say man, it's also broken down to woman and man. It's the dark road now. And that has really, because you got some moms, like you said,
Single.
keep it, keep it 100, they're single.
Yeah.
And, they got to play, both aspects. And sometimes, it plays a toll on them. And it creates it just makes it even harder. And now you got, like you said, the children getting more exposed to this stuff. So they're trying to do more adult-like things.
Yeah.
And
Look, and I saw something on the news. This school had this program called Adulting Day, where they basically take kids, bring them to school on a Saturday, teach them how to cook, clean, shave, change diapers, all the adulting. And I think that we need to show our younger kids that, and we need more leaders out there to show them that, because you just said it best. A lot of kids growing up too fast because they don't have the support. They don't have the person in their ear tell them, no, you don't need to do this or you need to do this. Some kids come home and they don't see their mom or dad.
What did I say at the beginning? We don't have that millennials that say, pull up a chair. It's not necessarily saying, pull up a chair and really talk to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Talk on that man emotionally and find out, how can I lead you in your direction? Or even if I can tell you, I plant a seed, it ain't my point. It ain't my duty to water. It might be on one of y'all. And that's what I was telling you. Like, I feel like it's nobody saying, like you said, with the broken thing, with the, oh man, we try to break you. We don't embark on you. No, we gonna try to break your spirit like somebody did us.
Right.
And that's what I said. Instead of saying, come here, young blood, let me tell you how this is. Let me tell you what has happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I was saying that as far as rejecting, because I'm like, why you, instead of trying to break my spirit, why don't you really just try to humble me and accept me? You know what I'm saying?
Nurture my spirit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. I feel like that's the biggest. Yeah, it is. That's the biggest. That's the biggest. Yeah, for real. It's like nobody really wants to come here and develop our community. You know what I'm saying? And our spirit. And that's what I said. If you really take that one kid that got all them gems that ain't been found, ain't been discovered, and teach him early, he can drop that on so many people and then shift the culture. You know what I'm saying? And that's so crazy to me, man. It really is.
I think it's more so, like you said, not that we want to do it. I think it's more so that we're all just looking for the right way how to do it.
Yes.
And even like I said, by the grace of God, with us, being, driven by, the small things of what we're doing, because like it's, it's kind of small basically right now, but we're starting our business there. Even with this podcast now, it seems small, but it's reaching out to others. It's one word, and they can hear it, and that's an emotional, that it touches the emotions of a person. It can hit one word. That's why sometimes it's so important. If our objective is to see that person's emotions, we might miss it because everybody's emotions is crazy different. Even being a leader, you talk about people in the classroom and stuff. You got one, them, and several others. And they have to, connect emotionally to each one. It's more so being free and open with yourself. But like I said, it's a two-way fold. A lot of times we apply this on the children instead of receiving it on ourselves. But like I said, it goes all the way back to what Fred did. These men are broken. And it's not talking about a physical brokenness, what we're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? It's in the spirit. And what's happening is, like you said, now they're trying to break other spirits instead of nurturing. One thing about it, when a man is really good at somebody, when he come around that J, you be like, man, what that kind of cool. What if that cool cat come over, like, what's up to you, bro? Don't even say nothing, just, man, you got it. Like you said, and that seed is dropped. Because God is the one who does the watering. That's what the word says. Like you said, we're the seed givers. Like you said, we're here to, that's what he always applies to us about being, fruitful and our branches, growing, and how you're here to house others. That's how that happens. That's how you even, apply back to the question you were saying before. We need to create a platform. We need to nurture our own. Let God continue to water our seed. Like I said, a lot of times, I've been in that placement before too, and I wanted to help somebody. God, set me down and says, I'm talking about I helped them and I got hurt. And then I went back into my prayer closet with like, God, man, I mess around, I helped them. I'm doing what you called me to do.
What's up, man?
He told me, See, a lot of times, like I said, we want to be that hand. We want to be that blessing. If you have too much, what are you going to mess around with? What's in your cup?
Taking away from
You know, the word of God says that God says he's going to overfill your cup. So if you working, we working about, like I said, then we talking about in the water aspect. We be in that seed and stuff like that. God says he going to fill our cup to the point to overflow. Our overflow is for them.
Yeah.
Now the whole point is gathering amongst a group of men like ourselves and continue to get poured in while we're growing and while we're, working on our cup, while we're working on our seed, while we're working on our nurturing, our own personal nurturing. We get around each other, and your water has been filled up in my cup now. My water has been filled in your cup now, to where when we do get out there, the platform is created. Now we are those ones that we were talking about, man, and then you got somebody saying like, yo, I might have heard that joke, time about it. And you were talking about, like you were saying before, the gift to keep giving. Now you emotionally tugging that person. One thing the Bible tells us, says God is love.
Yeah.
That's the most one of the emotions we have. Mm-hmm. So when it comes down to it, how can you get a person like that, even the children? Love them.
Yes.
Sometimes it's the ones that's around you. It's hard to do that. God told me to deal with me. He said, and talking about even people that come around, he really dealt with me on the platform that we even walking on, because a lot of people say you can't do. He said, love the hell out of them. I said, what you mean? He broke it down to love the hell out of them.
That's deep.
Some people got that thing in them, man, but who's gonna get it out of them? Love them. God is love. It's gonna change you. Remember we talking about student teachers?
Yeah.
God says, thank you, the teacher. Watch this. Teach them what love is. And it's gonna show you something. It's gonna be like, whoa. But that's the student teacher aspect. That's like you said, discipleship. And that's what, a lot of people really miss out on, but that's what we really walking in. It's something that, we're walking and following God, and they begin to follow us, and it's like, whoa, I wouldn't be doing this for this. But
that's another thing I found out too, though. But that's just going back to what we was talking about, the shepherd and the sheep.
That's
what
good.
I'm saying? So,
yeah.
like, I feel like people got to understand that, you're going to be a student and a teacher at one point, the shepherd and the sheep, regardless of the situation. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm trying to understand. But people get it mixed up that once you transfer from a sheep to a shepherd, and then you start to take too much, or you start to do it into a different way, because the transfer from the sheep and the shepherd, you also get the serpent. That's
That's
but
good.
You know what I'm saying? You get the serpent. That's your time. You got to understand, when your character is messed up, you fall into a state of becoming greedy. You know what I'm saying? But that's the transfer of emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's a book that, I refer to Derrick and everybody is called Outwitting the Devil.
Great.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a really good book. If anybody hasn't seen it, man, by Napoleon Hill's Outwitting the Devil.
Yeah.
But just going back to the shepherd and the sheep, you got to understand that it's going to come a time. And the enemy knows exactly when to target, when to hit, when to lay his traps, because he can't see into the future. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But he knows the haters. Mm-hmm. He knows how you're gonna move. Mm-hmm. And you know what I'm saying? So once you make it obvious how you move, just like how we move by nature. I mean, by by how we just move it, how we do.
Yeah.
The same pattern. He knows you're gonna move in that pattern.
Right.
I cannot throw you off that pattern.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then now I can start, once I throw you off that pattern, I can start throwing things your way that keep you off that pattern.
Yes.
Until I screwed up your whole soul. So people got to understand with the shepherd and the sheep, though. That's why you always got to humble yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, humble yourself for the Lord. So you know what I'm saying? I didn't know if y'all wanted to add it on to it, Derrick.
Well, I know I'm going back to the question.
Yeah.
What we're saying about the gender roles. Mm-hmm. So basically, like this, women are strong. So if you look at it like the children now, they're doing things different than we could do. Mm-hmm. So
that's good.
The gender roles should change a little bit, because like Black was saying, it helps to diversify. Goodness gracious, the outlook of the world.
Right.
And then I think in a relationship, right? You do what works for you. Mm-hmm. So if the woman is making more money, that should be okay.
Right.
That should be okay.
Right.
But the gender role won't allow it to be okay. Mm-hmm. But it should be changed, because but basically it'll help the world to grow. Make everything's a little bit more diverse. It should be.
That's good.
I think the young church children have the advantage because they can be more free. They can be who they want to be.
Free.
Not to say that we don't still have the gender norms, but they're starting to break down.
Mhm.
So now they can kind of choose what they want to do without the stigma of being less manly, more manly, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Derrick, you said something about the woman making more money. Men, it's time to kill our egos and pride. Because that's what gets in the way with a lot of different things. And that'll kill relationships, it'll kill friendships. It might kill.
For real. That's word.
It is.
And then I want to touch on the other topic that we brought up. I can't think of it now. I'm lost.
I'm gonna move on. The next one is, well, see, I'm kind of biased about this one. They say that millennials don't compete. Millennial men don't compete with each other. And I feel that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that competition is one of the biggest things that we lack these days. Because at first, it wasn't really competition. It was, I'm going to do me and fuck everybody else.
Right.
Now it's, well, we got to be better than them. And I truly believe that that's a problem that lies strictly on men.
I agree with you, but I also looked at it as far as we hate a lot, and that's what kills us.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Everybody wants to be that next person or that person that it. Everybody wants to be somebody. You know, regardless of if it's like on social media, whatever it is. But it's like it's so much hate, man. You could just go onto somebody's comments and just see the hate infested. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like I said, it's not more so on the challenge. It's, you know, more people were like, I see you now. I want to challenge you because I want to be better than you. Now I'm gonna see you and do everything in my power to make sure I knock you off that spot. And then when I do, my mission is good. We were talking about this the other day. I mean, not the other day, but earlier when you were saying, man, what was you? I forgot. Lost my train of thought. But more so, I just feel like it's still like it's the hatred more so, and I feel like that's what's getting us. Not more so competition. Yeah, everybody's coming together. That's a beautiful thing. But I still feel like it's more hate than it is love being shown. You see what I'm saying? Because it don't matter if I ran with you, all four of y'all right now, it's gonna be at least two people hating in some aspect. Whether it's your relationship, your status, your employment, you know what I'm saying, how you dress, it's crazy because it's in your backyard.
Right.
It's not even like it's some other people, it's in your backyard and the relationship that we deal with. And it's sad to say that, but it's real life.
Look at how trolls are glorified. People that do trolling.
Yeah.
They get placed like on a high level and people just laugh at them. They're like, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm like, why is that cool? Not like something. You know, like go to that extreme to break somebody down.
Right.
Everybody wants to be somebody.
Everybody wants to be
And that's the thing. And that's so crazy. Like they just want to have that face plastered, man. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think. I'm sorry, but I was gonna say you don't have to tear somebody else down to do that.
Right.
And I wish that they would learn that. Like, stay true to yourself. Work on you, and you'll rise naturally. I don't have to knock your ladder down so I can get up. You know.
I think it's more so a lack of vision. Lack of vision, man. The quote said, "Man, the whole world moves aside to the man who knows where he's going."
Like that.
And it's more so in the sense of, man, you know, what are you doing? You know, even like you said, some of your friends around, like you said, maybe hate, maybe competition. They feel like, you know, sometimes as we've been trained and taught, you know, the only competition is yourself.
Competition within.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even the only person, you know, the lack of person you should hate is the bad self in you. You know what I'm saying? To help build yourself up.
But see, people don't
But
know
people
that.
They don't know. It's not so much that they don't know it. It's they don't do it. We don't do it enough. It's not praised enough.
Yeah.
It's not praised enough. It's not, you know, this is, you know, it's a lot of people, a lot of visionaries out here. A lot of them are actually doing it.
Yeah.
They're so busy doing it that, you know,
They forget about everything else.
not that they forget about everything else. They don't get praised. They're not looking for the appraisal. And so the ones that are looking for the appraisal, they actually out here finding ways to go get it, finds the ways to put themselves in the light. And now it's like, ooh, this is my chance. I can get it. Mm-hmm. Those are often the ones you find mentally ill in the long run. For the ones that one-hit wonder, as musicians call them, the dead business, ventures, because it's not off of their own intentions. God is going to place something in your heart. And like I said, you will know it's for you and it's your vision, because you will be like, man, I see it. You know what I mean? Something is not meant for everybody to get it and understand. Like you said, but there's some, and it's good to get around others who are visionaries, who are, now don't get me wrong. Sometimes, they always say the quote is, if you're the smartest one in the room, get out. If you're the one, the most intelligent. I'm kind of back and forth on that, because it creates that whole competitive state. That's why we have the competitive state now, because the ones who are actually the intelligent ones, the smart ones, you're in that room to help produce something. God, like you said, everything happened for a reason. How show them? Who's gonna do it? You create more others. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of us, it's not accepted well and all that stuff, but that's what you do with love. Like you said, I'm not here to trying to do this thing and I can force something on you. But if by the grace of God, this happened. And and we always say it like that because we know it was so much more that wanted to stop us, but we know it was a favor that was, undeserved, and why it happened. That's what we always say, grace. You know what I mean? But it was like, it's not so much competition, it's other guys. You know what I mean? Lack of vision. They don't have any vision. They don't have any, not even guys, like you said, people in general, but even your own homeboys, even your own family, even your, some so-called why they're your enemies is because they're looking, and it seems like it's, like you said, it's not competition. It's like, it's lack of vision. You're like, you don't know where you want to go, what you want to do. So it's like, I'm going to do that, and I think I
can do that. Because some of the older generation, they try stuff and it's like offensive. Like I try to kill your dream. Boy, don't play that. Don't play baseball. I played that. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
You see what I'm saying? So when you said that kind of talking about too, because you're right though. Maybe you had a vision and you were scared to chase after it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you see what I'm saying? Because you can get it. You run into certain people. Oh, what you doing? Why you doing that? What's the time?
That's
and
good.
So when you say lack of vision, I definitely understand that, because I done ran into a couple of people with certain things. It's like I heard like, no, why you doing that? You know what I'm saying? That you don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna let y'all touch on this one, on the next one first. They say millennial men values their own sense of self-awareness, meaning that they are committed to themselves first and foremost before they are committed to anything else. Do y'all agree with it?
You know what they say? I look good, I play good. That's a new thing. That's a new thing I've heard. All the young boys say, I look good, I play good. Me, if I had a white t-shirt and some shorts, I could play. You see what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? I was thankful for that. I didn't have to have Jordan all the way out, but their appearance is more of what they kind of pride themselves on. I gotta make sure when I'm talking about, even when I'm in school or even when I'm out in the community, even when I go there, I got to look all the way just down. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even they drawers is Louis Vuitton. You know what I'm saying? But that's you know what I'm saying? That's their morality though. Right. And that's what goes back to what I was saying. Like, it's your personal morality is supposed to be the highest morality. But it's the social norms now is the highest morality. Right. You know what I'm saying? So their self-appearance is what they're more concerned about. You know what I'm saying? And how they look, and then you got to think about it. A lot of people killing themselves because, I got embarrassed in front of the whole school body, or I got embarrassed on the whole social media. You know what I'm saying? It's myself where I look towards other people. And then again, we all, as the older generation, why are you trying to do this for another person? That's how we looking at it. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we look at like, why is that concerning y'all? But that's their train of thought, and how they're brought up on is that I got to appear to others of this, high morality, that I got to be this top dog. That's why I say everybody wants to be somebody. Right. In social media, you don't have to be the top dog, but this is my social media. This is my platform to look like somebody.
Right.
So, if now if you embarrass me, now I'm battling my mental state because I'm not that top dog anymore.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So, and we have to be aware of that. That's why I say you have to tug on these people's emotional strings, because even in that job, to them, they might have to feel like they're a big asset to what they're doing in your company. You know what I'm saying? And if you make them feel that way, like they said, their intellect is high.
Right.
So now if you put their self-awareness and then now their job at a high, you don't understand what they'll bring to your whole business or whatever you got going on, because now you've triggered them to be at their highest state. So that's something to think about.
Can you bring the question back around? I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
Basically, millennials value their own sense of self above what other people think about them. They commit to themselves first and foremost before they worry about what outside people think.
Yeah,
I think it should be that way. It kind of goes back to one of the things Nick was saying. How can a broken man raise a child if you don't know yourself? If you don't take care of yourself and have that self care, you should put that first, right? I think that's it should happen that way.
Any opinions?
I would say I agree with what you said. I agree with what Derrick said. The world is different. Being embarrassed 50 years ago, you wouldn't be on World Star. China couldn't see you being embarrassed. But now it's like it can go viral and people can look at it for years to come. You'll always be that person, which adds more, stress to the situation. And I think you should, in the proper context, your sense of self should be more important than anything else. Maybe not in the sense of material things, but like your values, your morals, and how you view yourself and the things that you want to accomplish. That should be number one all the time. Because if you're not working on it, who will help you? If it's not important to you, it's not going to be important to anybody else.
If everything not working right, I think we touched about this like 2 weeks ago. If not everything not working right up here, it's going to affect everything. It's going to affect you physically. So if you think about it, if it's money, I don't got that. Emotionally, I don't got that. So it's going to be a trickle down effect on everything too. So you got to take care of yourself in the proper context. Like you said, you can't always be me. But at some point, you have to be me in order to put other people on.
Yes.
I feel like also too, which I agree with everybody. I feel like they don't find people that hold themselves accountable. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody that they surround themselves are really checking out their swag. And then if you're not a par, then they're gonna joke on you all the way until you know what I'm saying. But nobody really, but nobody really holds their surroundings accountable. As far as doing certain things. Like, I mean, you young, so you of course gonna get into the young thing. You're gonna be a player, you're gonna do all this, but at the same time, your character should change regardless of the situation. But nobody's holding you accountable. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen people throw fits of not having their favorite socks or their favorite shoes, or this ain't right. And they say they're gonna throw over my whole game, or this is gonna throw off all of this. But it's like the power's already in you. Right. So why are you depending on something else? And that's the thing about it. And that's why I say love has changed, morality has changed, everything has changed. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that we have to have people in place to hold themselves accountable. Why do you need this? You know what I'm saying? If the power was already given to you, you know what I'm saying? Why do you need something else? You're depending on something else, and that's the difference. The power is already in you. Why are you depending on something else? That's why I said with these social platforms, you're depending on the social platform to give you your status. You already got it. You know what I'm saying? It's already given it to you, but we seek it out elsewhere.
To touch on that, I think it's more so it's yes and no, but it's in the wrong aspects. We more so do it to tangible things. We make it. If I got this, I'm that guy. I look, like you said, look good, feel good. That's more so. Even in basketball, and I know I can relate to that person because at first I took it as a, I look like a baller. That's what the church is out here thinking at. I can look like this, I feel good. It's myself. Where yes and no. Is you almost got it. It's almost like you said. in your walk.
Yeah.
When, like, I tell children now, I say, there's nothing wrong with having a nice basketball shoes and having a nice, you know what I mean, maybe even looking like the ball and stuff. But when we talk about your self-aware, your willingness, and how you look at it, it's almost like you are robot. You got to walk into that. You know, that's the point we have to highlight in all aspects. Is, you know, like I said, yeah, you can look good. There's nothing wrong with your physical appearance. Yeah. But we're talking about the look, and we're talking about is your character. And you know, sometimes, you know, if we can help a child, you know, do that, it puts me back into, like I said, the placement of what I was doing. And, you know, I felt like I was walking in and, like you said, look good, feel good, and all this good stuff until I had to blew my knee out. And I'm like, what? Even that's when I started praying this. I'm like, God, what's going on? So I had to sit you down so your character can catch up with your calling. A lot of us are called to do a lot of great things, but we're not ready for it because as Derrick was saying, our mental aspect of it is in the wrong place. For instance, God wanted, you know what I mean? He wanted to do a lot, even for the children. This is what he says, train them up. You know what I mean? And now what we're learning, we got to get to them young. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? That's the most important part. We always even say, you know, feed them, tug them. You know what I mean? Like you said, feed them a little bit. It's like, you know, and you know, that's what I even tell the children now. I said, man, yeah, you can look like LeBron James, and even at a young age, you know, because at a young age, they love to put on the whole LeBron out there training. Mm-hmm. That's good, but you know what? LeBron is not out talking out of place. Yeah. If you see him like this, he's focused. That's a character aspect. Not how he looks. You might miss it because you don't look like him. He doesn't have a twin. You feel what I'm saying? That's how we got to also explain it to them because, you know, like you said, driven to do a lot of things, but they feel like, man, I got to look like that and not actually be that. You know, like you said, like I said, reverse me back to that word in the Bible. As we live in the Spirit, allow us to walk in the Spirit. Yeah. So tell us, you know, like look good, feel good. Is your character good? That's what we're talking about. It's not so much about the intangible things, man. You can have one, and that's what a lot of people miss out on because the children get that. They're the ones killing themselves, hanging themselves. You know that's why the suicide rate is so high and stuff now because you got those children. First, there's the ones who, you know, it's two hands, there's two sides of that. They hear that, they say, I don't got that, I can't get that, I want to get it. They feel bad. They got to go rob us there to get it. Yeah. Or they put themselves in a mental state now because, you know, the mental wellness is so crazy. They kill themselves. They don't stop. They're getting bullied. Yeah. No, you're not getting bullied. That's personal. Yeah. That's the one that, you know, that's a lot with their mind. But that's what the word says, you know, be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We put the ones that got to be the ones that have to transform.
I think you dropped the 200. You're taking everything. And this leads right into the next point, man. As men continue to fall behind women in college and school, while outpacing them 4-1 in the suicide rate, colleges are waking up to the fact that men may need to be taught to think beyond their own stereotypes. Do y'all agree?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think not even just men. A lot of the questions we had tonight, they were pretty stereotypical. Gender roles, you know, it's a stereotype. You know, placement roles, church roles, men, women, those are stereotypes. Yeah. So now what we're walking into is, like you say, there's a dare to feel different, dare to change different. No, man, we're breaking stereotypes. So it's a little different doing something that's not, you know, what the people don't even, you know what I mean? They don't even view. And it may seem different even when you're walking in, because like you said, sometimes our drive is to break a stereotype and we might miss it. Don't let it be your drive. Like you said, some people's drive is, I want to be that help. Don't let it be your drive. Let your drive be your God-given purpose. Manifest destiny, as they taught us back in school. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know, it's that's what's got to do it. That's what's got to do it. And I think while doing that, you will find yourself breaking the curses. Yeah. Breaking the stereotypes. Yeah. Being that leader that you think, you know what I mean, that we want to be. Yeah. Being that help, creating a platform just from off of being, you know, like I said, walking in what what you called to do. All of those things are gonna, cancel themselves out.
And I'll tap on it, and I love what you said. And then I'm gonna just bring up it too. I want women to continue to excel.
Yes.
The reason why I say that, force us to change, force us to break it.
Like how we force
Because
change.
like one thing Rick Ross said, we got to do certain things to elevate and change. I feel like this is market. It's either because if men are not going to change, if we can still get that woman acting the same way.
Come on, that's good.
We're not going to change. We might change little things of how we get here and there.
How we get it. How we get it.
But now, if the women elevate and then they force us to change the way we do certain things, and it's not now you got to come with a whole different plate. Now we got to step up to it. But we won't change it. And that's the same thing. That's all it is. That's all it was for us. You know what I'm saying? It's not even saying more so a relationship, but now you have to change in how you do things, how you approach things. Because now women ain't gonna take you just because you there.
Right.
Women will go out and say, I don't need a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Women just be like, I don't need y'all.
That's how they feel.
But that's what I'm saying. But if the women set the bar high, then we have to jump higher. You know what I'm saying? I mean, people gonna hate me for saying that, but in order for us to shift it and, like you said, break these curses, somebody's gonna have to do it. Somebody's gonna have to challenge us. I feel like that's the way to challenge us.
Y'all want to get some last words in? We're coming up on that time.
I agree 100% with you. Unfortunately, that might be the thing that causes us to change. And I say unfortunately because we should be able to do it ourselves, but
that's good.
Without any real pressure, we change.
Yeah.
I think college would be one of the best places to have programs of that nature because you're away from the people that socialize you to think and act in certain ways. Your mom, dad, whoever raised you, and your environment in those cases. So
that's good.
I like that.
I think y'all pretty much said what I would say. I said my listening to y'all right now.
And then, I definitely want to thank you, Nick, for coming on our platform and speaking your mind, letting the people know about the Bright Path Outreach. And I do want to let you get your closing remarks before we take it out.
Well, first I want to say, I thank God for even what he's doing for not just me, but for us collectively. It's just a blessing to even be a part of something like this. I'm honored to be even be on your show, to be on Talk Up. It's something great. It's a positive outlook. It's something great that we need. We need. And like I said, I thank you guys for what you're doing. I'm honored to even be, questions and be a part of the change that we was so-called wanted to see when we were younger. And this is something that, by the grace of God, I know it's going to blow up. I hope this is not my last time up here. I would love to be up here even more. I truly enjoy myself, and thank you for having me up here.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I close it out too. Millennial Men was the topic. It's something I've been wanting to do. Especially just saying, like, not saying neglecting the women, but saying that we always ain't got to pick on the women. We got to look at ourselves too. You know what I'm saying? We got to change. And, like I said, we need more positive people in the community, regardless of the situation, but just that role model. And that's saying, pretty much for anybody that, saying that we wait on something. Nah, we're going to be that change or that person to go ahead and do it. And so that's why I say I kind of praise you, for definitely doing that. I definitely want to be a part of it. Definitely thanks to everybody that came out here, just being a part of it and saying that we all can step up, because I'm sure people that walk away is going to wake up tomorrow thinking like, what can I do in the community, or what can I do to change this, or how do I look at that differently? And that's what it's about, man. Like I said, tugging on them heartstrings, to really bring about change. So I feel like today was a big accomplishment in that, regardless if, nobody sees this.
Right.
Us five right here,
Right.
got a big impact of it. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And that's what counts most. You know what I'm saying? So definitely appreciate you coming out here.
Yeah, I got one last thing. I guess it's more so kind of like a quote, because it's talking about more so things changing or whatever. So change is good, but change when it's suddenly sprung on them. So if you think about it, like in a job, if somebody said, "Well, I need you to do this now," and take you straight out of what you used to doing, nobody likes it. You don't like it. So with the gender roles and everything changing, people don't necessarily like it because it's not what they used to doing. Some men are not comfortable with it because what the women are doing is what they're supposed to be doing. It's like, oh, I don't like this because this was so sprung on me. But if you look at it, have the vision, the right path, you'll see, okay, this is going to benefit us in the long run.
Yeah,
like that.
good.
You said you had one more?
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, also, like Brian was mentioning, we got deals set up for, like I said, even different volunteer services. We got, like I said, the Holiday Hoops is gonna be a game December the 22nd at Churchland High School. Doors open at 1 p.m. We do ask for a $5 donation, but don't worry about no donation. Like I said, that's not our reach. We just ask for, the community support, even on what we got going to see where you are. But really, we want the people to come out. Like I said, we got toy drives. We partner with some local different businesses. We got some goods to give out to the adults, raffle tickets and stuff off. Like I said, just a fun, loving environment. It's going to be something that our objective is, to, even in the holidays, Christmas will be right around the corner. Some people are away from their family. It's a military area. Some people don't have nothing to do.
We push Christmas back.
Honestly, Christmas is every day. Christmas is every day. So I just wanted, let them know it's not so much about Christmas. It's about, like I said, holiday hoops. I just want people to come out. Even if you want to do volunteer something, you can go visit our website at outreach.com. Like I said, it's a lot of different stuff out there. You can reach out to us, email, call. We got different, services, and that's going to even grow as this thing grows. And like I said, it's just something for the community. This is going to be one event amongst others. Like I said, we got some other grant stuff going up to where when it get harder, we're going to, clean the community up. We're going to be out there on foot. It's not just something that, a lot of people are looking at. Maybe it's about the game. It's not so much about the game. I want the people to come out so they can, we can welcome them into what we even got called in for, for the community. Like you said, the show, we're really truly here for the community, and we're here for the people, and have whatever help that we can, possibly provide. I know we got a structural outreach that we're focusing on, but all people, anybody can help. Like I said, contact us, and by the grace of God, if we can help you, we will try to. If not, we can see who can and where we can find the help at. And like I said, look forward to seeing you all on next Saturday. This is upcoming Saturday.
Yeah, you got anything?
I was going to say thank you.
Thank you. I love the support. We love the support, and I'm gonna take it out with just reminding y'all, Talk Up. It's the platform for you to come out here, voice your opinions, promote change, speak your mind with remorse, and we're trying to bring this platform to the people, for the people, and it's by the people.
Yes.
We will only get as big as y'all allow us to, and we value your support and your feedback and your comments and everything. So please, if you just tuning in now, run this back from the beginning. Like, share, comment. Y'all missed a good one. Hey, Talk Up, we out.